Hey crafty friends, welcome to my project Life 2021 and my January pages. I have already all of my pictures printed, and I also put the journaling on the journaling cards on my computer. And now we're going to embellish the spreads. As you might know, I've changed sizes this year. Been doing 6x12 for the past 6 years in a weekly format, and this year I'm doing 9x12 in a monthly format. I love the ability to include different page protector sizes. As you can see, I have a 6x8 page protector in there, as well as a 6x12. The text page in the 6x8 size that you see on the left there right now, I created in Photoshop. I made a canvas the size of 6x8 and picked, I think, colors. The bluish color is from the Ali Edwards, I believe it's Stories by the Month kit. I'm not sure, it could be Action, from the Action kit as well. And just put my text on it, and I left some space on top for stamping, which I'm going to do right now. And I'm using Ali's December Daily Alpha from 2020. And as you can see here, I'm also using a journal card to just try out how I'm going to stamp and how I'm gonna put each letter on there. So I'm using also Ali's ink. I think it's Otter, like the darker gray. I think it looks really nice with the bluish background. What I often see, and we're going in fast forward mode here because it's taking a little bit longer, and in fast forward mode it's just going to be a little bit more faster. So I'm just trying out how the words will fit onto the page. So what I see a lot of times in stamping videos is that people put the stamps into the ink, which I don't really understand, as you cannot tell if there's enough ink on the stamp. And as you can see here in my video, I'm doing it the other way around. Like, I'm putting the stamp down and I'm adding the ink on top of the stamp, so I can see how much ink is on the stamp and if I'm good to go. So it's really just preference, but I think that is the way to put ink on stamp. Like, put the ink on the stamp, not the stamp into the ink. So I've practiced enough. It's going to fit on there, and I'm also using foam underneath for better stamping impressions. And as you can see, I'm starting with the letters on the outside of the page, and then I'm going inwards, just so that I can see if my words really fit onto the page. So stamping all the way. The games we play, it's a story about that 6x12 photo there. We got a whole bunch of new games for Christmas, and that's something that we like to do in our family, is to play games. So I wanted to document that story here in January. And I also like that the title is not like the words are not perfectly how can I say that, are not on one line, just so that everything fits on it. I had to take the S from the word games to the next line, which I think looks kind of cool. So, and I'm just stamping off my stamp and just using a baby wipe to clean it, since these are not permanent inks. They are much easier to clean. In the next step, I will tell you something about StazOn ink. So, and here we go with the last letter, and now you can finally read the games we play. Kind of like this title. So, done with that page, and putting it back into the page protector. And my plan now is to put some stamping on that 4x6 card as well. It's telling the story of my husband's accident. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. Yeah, he fell off like a really high, yeah, it was not a ladder, and he really hurt his foot and got all of his face bruised up. Yeah, we had to go to the ER and get him checked. And I wanted to put a German saying on there with stamps from Ali as well. And here I'm just trying out if everything will fit on. And I'm realizing there that the letters are, for once, too big. And secondly, there are too many letters that I cannot fit on the card. As you can see, there's not enough space for the size of the letters. And also here you can see the difference when you stamp the letters individually. You have more control over where you put the letters. You can put them more together or less together. And if you just put all of the letters on the stamp block, then of course you have an even spacing, but you need more space on your project. So, done with the stamping. Going to do something different. No word stamping or alpha stamping on that card. But I'm going to continue stamping. I'm using a stamp set from Ali Edwards as well. I think it's from the One Little Word collections. It has lots of fun words on it, like currently, around here, love this, today you, so remember, perfect for title stamping. And I'm going to put around here with the Otter ink from Ali onto the 4x6 card instead of the letter stamps. So, and that fit perfectly as well. Using my little foam piece here for the stamping again. And also when stamping on photos, I'm using StazOn, because StazOn is a permanent ink, and it really works much better with the photo paper, which is usually a bit more slick, right? So, and StazOn, since it's permanent, I usually do clean it right afterwards. I have the StazOn cleaner because StazOn is a little bit more aggressive than, for instance, Ali's inks. So, and I'm usually not putting the photos back into the pockets after I've stamped on them. So you can see the first impression of that currently wasn't good. So luckily with the transparent acrylic blocks you can just stamp on it again. I could have used like the stamp platform or something like that for help, but it worked out fine. And for the 6x12 photo, I'm not pulling out the photo all the way, just so that I can stamp on it, as you will see in a little bit. And I'm also putting it upside down. It's making it a lot easier. So there you go. Cleaning off my stamp and using just a simple cloth. I usually use old leggings. I just cut them apart and use them when I'm painting or even when I'm just cleaning stamps. So it's perfect. And I'm just upcycling old clothes. Yeah, and here the remember, not a good impression, so I'm just doing it one more time. And we're good to go. Sometimes my acrylic blocks are also very messy, and to clean them I just use simple hand sanitizer. It works like a charm, yeah, to clean, or sometimes I use it just to clean my table when I got ink on it, because this actually is a dining table which is in my craft room. My craft room is a multi-purpose room. We are using it as our dining room when we have guests. It is a guest room, as it has a bed in there as well, which is hidden in a cupboard, and you just have to pull it down and then you have a bed. It's very cool. We used to have that in our small apartment before we moved into our house. And it's like my craft room and also my office where I do things for school, as I am a teacher. So stamping is done. I also added a stamp to the monthly card, which is, I believe it's from last year's Stories by the Month Kid. And my plan is to add just chipboard in my next step. So I'm going through my stash, which I think I'm gonna purge also. So I'm currently doing a little stamp giveaway, as I have way too many stamps, of which I only use maybe a third, not even half of them. So I think I'm going to purge my chipboards. I'm going to do a giveaway with the chipboards and also the journaling cards, and make someone happy. So what I like about, especially about the currently stamp, is that the letter Y is kind of like a border, so it looks really cool if you just put like a text chipboard that is like a rectangle underneath it, as you will see on that picture there of my son, and as well on the picture, that snow picture of our garden. So what are the stories of January? Well, first and foremost, lots of homeschooling. There, my son doing a reading task, I think, and I'm telling the story about it on the left side, on the story card there. So that's kind of cool that you can, have these stories on 2 pages. And I also like to use tweezers to put my chipboards down. So for the games we play, picture and the story as well, I got the chipboard from the Play Kit. And like my idea was to use up all of the circle chipboards, but it didn't work out how I wanted it. But I do like it, of course, the result. So I'm just playing around and moving around the circle chipboard. Not really sure where I'm going with it. I do decide though that I want to keep the 3 chipboards there at the bottom of the text page, and I'm just taking off the back and adhering it, and I'm cutting off whatever is looking over, and I'm using then a stapler to add a little bit more dimension. So I can hear myself here saying, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do with the circle? Put them on the left, put them up, down? No. Yeah. That was like, I don't know why it was kind of all of these 5 circle chipboards there too much. So I'm getting distracted, moving on to the next photo. Trying maybe some more text chipboards. Nah, not really happy. Adding more text chipboard, little stripes. Not happy either. But then deciding that, oh, that pink one there on the black and white picture is going to look nice. So I'm going to put that down. And this green card there, which you can see there are 2 of them, is actually a 4x6 card. I just cut it apart, made 2 3x4 cards out of it, added circle chipboard, and just stapled it on there again. So, and I'm putting a chipboard there which looks like a speech bubble, and I'm just cutting off the part that makes it a speech bubble, if that makes sense. So that last page of January is completed. The text spread is completed. Now the picture. Yeah, in the end I decided to just use 1 circle, and what I do here is just pull out my photo again, I take off the back and add the staples before I glue it down, because my stapler cannot reach where the chipboard is. So it's a fun way to just add the stapling before, and you're just good to go. Okay, last page. Looking through some more chipboard. As I want to add chipboard to the 2 3x4 pictures in black and white. So I stopped talking about the January stories. So January was about homeschooling. My son, I had to get an infusion again, as I have Crohn's disease. Then my son, there's the picture, he got a Lego ship, and on the description it says it can swim, so he took it into the bathtub, but we decided it was its own one and only time that it could get wet because it's just way too messy. I don't know if you are, when you're using the size 9x12, if you've noticed that the pockets sometimes are smaller than the cards. So especially at the top, I usually had to just cut a little bit off the cards or photos. I will see if that continues this way. It's not a problem though, but well, just a little bit annoying if you want to put a card in and you think it fits and you have to take off a little bit more, because if not it will fall out. And we are finished with with the January spreads, going through them again. And the last story of January was that we got lots and lots of snow. I don't think we have seen this much snow, I don't know, for a very long time, maybe more than 10 years. Usually we don't get any snow, and if we do, it's so warm that it's gone the next day. So it's also really cold here right now, but that's usually the time here in February when it gets really cold. So I'm just putting all my spreads back into my album, and I'm done with January. This is so much fun, and I love that I do not have the pressure of making weekly spreads. And I'm also going to add index tabs here, which I'm going to do the stamping for off camera, so I'm just putting them on right now. And the final pages do have the stamping on them. So I'm using the smaller ones here. I think they're 1.5 inch. I'm not really sure. Actually by accident, because when I did the stamping off camera, I realized that those paper strips that you put in are too big, so I had to do the stamping over again. Well, this happens, right? So January is in the album. I'm really happy how everything turned out. I love the flexibility of the page protectors. I love the stories that I documented, and I'm just really happy with the result. And I truly hope that you enjoyed this video as well. And if you do, and if you haven't already, you can subscribe to my channel. You can like the video, and you can also, I always love that, leave a comment. And that's it for now. See you next time.